Yeah, man, how we supposed to be united, but you throw us in the cages. Call us illegal aliens, another victim till you racist. You ransack my car, but what's the allegations? Cause I'm Hispanic with my brothers, we automatically violate. See, my family from a third world, parents made it in the US with hard work, sweat and tears just to raise their kids. Now it's public how they treat immigrants like felons, separate kids from their families in detention centers. But we don't bend the break, we understand survival. We gon' dream, defer actions for childhood arrivals. It's time to get it right, fight the system like rivals. God bless the child that has his own, it says it in the Bible. We all got a voice that's more powerful than any rifle. We stand strong together, we could break the cycle. Cali, Texas, AZ, stand up in every state. Ain't no politician gon' take what belong to us, man.
Lock us in cages and try to take a life. All of my people, we got a bigger fight. DACA will help us to keep the dream alive. Held in detention centers cause that ain't life. Brown babies, brown babies, brown babies.
Founder of that coalition called the Cotton Pickers. My name is Robert Fleetwood Bowden. I just want to share a little something with y'all, man. I've had an amazing journey throughout my life. My first book, Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me, it documented from the time I was 15 years old all the way up into 2009. In the early 80s, I started doing oil refinery work. I left Greensboro, North Carolina, and I went to a city called Clayton, New Mexico. You might not believe this, but this is the truth. I was the only black person in that whole town. They had never seen black people up close. I was doing oil refinery work, you know, and it was a family that took me in, Trujillo family. Shout out to Lou Trujillo and his mom and his dad, his brother. You know, I used to go to high school football games with him. Me and Lou worked at the oil refinery place, man. And I used to go over their house on Sundays and watch the football games. I had been there about 3 weeks, and they was Cowboy fans, and I was a 49er fan. 49 was on the rise, so I had a whole lot of, you know, smack to talk.
It is important that we don't let an individual elected through a flawed and unfair process where you can win that White House without the popular vote define what America is. America is not the hateful agenda that he professed throughout his campaign and actually has kept his campaign promise. This man is an enemy to the Constitution of the United States that I was sworn to defend when I took this office on the Board of Supervisors.
The reality is that the immigration laws and policy of this country from its very inception have been racist, classist, and elitist.
My name is Adan Mantia, also known as AD. I was born in San Francisco, California, raised in the Bay Area. You know, both my parents come from a third world country. My father came from Nicaragua, my mother from El Salvador, and they both came here, you know, to the United States, you know, to live a, you know, a better life, you know, an equal life. And you know, they met in the Mission District in San Francisco, where there's predominantly Hispanic people. And you know, I'm fortunate enough to live in different communities, not only in the Mission District, but also other communities throughout the Bay Area, where it allowed me to understand different cultures and ethnicities. You know, and I think that made me more well-rounded growing up. And you know, going back and forth from the Mission District and to other places, you know, I witnessed a lot of things. I witnessed a lot of my people, you know, being apprehended by the police because they look a certain way, assuming that they don't have, you know, the right documents. To witness those things and understanding at an early age, you know, what that meant, you know, it allowed me to be more aware of my surroundings and understand what my people go through. You know, I think that's unfair, especially, you know, families that have kids or whatnot, and for them to be deported or to be separated, you know, from each other because of a piece of paper, because of a document. I think that's insane. No family should be separated from each other because of a paper. I understand, okay, if you don't have the right documents, you know, I understand rules, you know, you gotta have the right document. But, you know, with the Dreamers Act and DACA, defer action for childhood arrivals, I think that's great. You know, it gives families the opportunity to obtain the right documents so they can stay here, you know, versus just being deported right away and not given the opportunity.
680 undocumented immigrants were arrested yesterday in Mississippi. The massive raid involved several hundred federal ICE agents who surrendered the parameters of at least 7 food processing facilities to prevent people from leaving.
How do you feel about Latino families being separated and put in detention centers?
I feel sad. You know, it's saddening to the heart, to the families, the mothers, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, the fathers, the brothers and sisters, that they're getting treated this way. And it's just sadness.
You, a proud Latino father, what would you say to a Latino family whose children are in a detention center?
I would tell them to be strong, have hope, have faith, continue in prayer, and there will be a light at the end of the tunnel, because we got 1 billion Latinos coming after those children.
Play fair. Southwest is Mexico, so why Mexicans can't stay there? The whole thing is insane. People how they frame the game. Damn near every city in the Southwest got a Spanish name. Situation can't linger. Process out of order, y'all. ICE, you get the middle finger. You and your border walls. One Sunday, Lou mom pulled me to the side and said, son, you came all the way across this country to save money, and you giving all your money to this hotel, because I was staying in a hotel. And she said, come on and stay with us. You can stay with us and save your money. And I just looked at her, man. I couldn't believe it. You know, I couldn't believe that this woman had offered me to come stay in her home, you know, and didn't know me from Adam. You know what I'm saying? And I was like a youngster just trying to make it. And you know, my mom had died, so I always had a special spot for mothers, you know, at that time in my life anyway. And I just told the woman, you know, could I hug her? And gave her a hug, and I said, ma'am, you know, if you could just help me out with a little lunch, because I can't cook in the hotel room, I'll give you some money. And, you know, that'll be helping me out a lot. And she said, you know, the offer was always be there for me to stay there, and she definitely would help me out with the lunch. You know, so I gave her a certain amount of money, and she fixed me and Lou big old juicy burritos with the extra cheese on it and the beans, man. And, you know, it was a moment in my life I never forgot. You know, I love Mexican people. I love Latino people. They're the hardest working people I ever seen besides black people. They work just as hard, you know.
Changed my life because I was depressed and I contemplated suicide because I was done with life, because I wasn't doing what I was passionate about.
Do you think Latino people as a whole will ever unite?
I believe we've always been united. We've had a barrier difference between the American Latino and the Latinos that are coming from different countries that speak Spanish. As far as, you know, some of the American Latinos don't speak Spanish. But we're always going to be united, and we're only getting stronger and stronger as the days go by. We're probably one of the most strongest, we are the most strongest people on planet Earth.
Is Mexico and America as one nation?
Will they ever be as one nation, Mexico and America? I can see that happening with nothing but love.
Back to a live picture here in San Jose now. President Trump now says he will announce his decision on DACA on Tuesday, but 10 House Republicans today wrote Speaker Paul Ryan a letter saying it is Congress that should act on this issue, not the president. Still no information on whether that letter will have any effect on the president.
I think everyone should have a fair shot. And what Obama did when he was in office to extend the Dreamers Act, you know, the policy for undocumented immigrants to stay here for X amount of years, to be able to get those papers, the right documents for them to stay here and be able to to live an equal life and to be able to achieve their goals and aspirations, I think that's beautiful, and I think that should remain. You know, it shouldn't be a question to keep that type of policy. You know, you shouldn't even think twice on it.
Hitting the streets, this group gathered to watch this morning's announcement. Team 12's Nicole Zymek continues our team coverage with the emotional reaction as the decision came down.
It was an announcement heard around the world, yet inside the room where dreamers gathered, there was only silence.
Of Americans.
You know, when we heard the announcement, it was just silent, and I wanted to say something, but just nothing came out.
I'm in shock.
Good morning. I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded.
This was the sound of 28,000 Arizona lives changing in an instant.
It's hard.
What we saw today was unconscionable. No child should ever be separated from their parent. No child should ever be taken from their family. No woman should ever be locked up in a pen when they have done no harm to another human being. They should be given water. They should be given basic access to human rights. And it is a false notion. The idea that we have to choose between people is a false notion. No child ever has to suffer for the benefit of another. And I will never accept that argument. Thank you.
And I understand the parents that come here. You know, my parents come from a third world country. They escaped from where they came from Nicaragua and El Salvador. You know, there's a lot of corruption in different countries, not only in those two countries, but in all different countries, Mexico, you name it, everywhere. And then people want to come here to the United States to have an equal opportunity to succeed, to live a better life, to be safe. You know, I understand other people come here to this country, to the United States, and they're not right. You know, they're drug trafficking or doing all type of crimes. I understand that. But you can't generalize just because of them. You can't generalize all immigrants as rapists and gangsters and drug traffickers. You can't do that. That's not right. That is not right at all. You know, I'm not a politician or anything of that nature. I'm not certified in that department. But I can tell you that that's not right. You know, to stop a policy and deport all undocumented immigrants immediately and not give them a fair shot.
In 1986, there was 628,000 apprehensions in this area. It was very much like the Wild West.
Back then, there were no barriers here. In 1994, this fence was built. 4 years later, an 18-foot tall barrier was put up.
Obviously, the fence it's not the be-end and all of the immigration problem. You know, I think that tends to be a little bit of a political issue. But for us, it allows us to do our job more effectively.
When the wall was built, nobody expected all these deaths. They thought people would stop coming in 1994, but they didn't. They started crossing in more dangerous areas. So instead of 1 or 2 people dying a month, it was 1 or 2 people dying per day.
From that moment on, I always just had a love for him, man. The lady didn't have to offer me that. You know, and the U.S. government, they some dirty dogs. You know, the whole Southwest is Mexico. How can every city in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California have a Spanish name if it ain't Mexico? They took it from them people. Then they talking about they can't come back over here, and this was already their land. So when y'all wonder why Fleetwood is doing a song called Brown Babies, why I'm so passionate about this subject, about Latino children locked in cages, This is my daughter right here, Booby Booby. You know what I'm saying? Lou Trujillo, I ain't seen him in 20-something years. But his children, them my nieces, my nephew. Them people love me, man. When they see me or see this, or one day I'm gonna go back and find them, man, them people love me, man. That's my family. I ain't had nobody, bro. I was in the town, the only black person in the whole town, and these people took me in and fed me, man, brought me to their house every Sunday. That's my family, bro. So when y'all wonder why I had this Negro gonna ask me, Fleetwood, why are you doing a song about Latino children, bro? You supposed to be riding hard for the black children. I looked at this Negro, I didn't even respond to his ignorance. Because, you know, the difference of one fool and two fools when you argue with one. I just looked at the Negro. But this is about, man, what's right and what's wrong. And what's wrong is they putting children in prison for coming home. Coming home. They leave Mexico and come to Texas, they coming home. Straight up. So, you know, for those that have any kind of questions or concerns about why am I doing this song, Brown Baby, that's why I'm doing it. Because I respect and I love Latino people. And they part of me, man. I'm the blacker part of brown. Me and my partner Julio Gold-Toe Sanchez, we represent the black and the brown, bruh. Straight up. And I'm proud and I'm honored to be able to get on this song. And we're going to keep coming. Ice, we ain't got no love for you, man. We ain't got no love for you, Ice. What y'all doing is wrong. We keep coming for you, man. Till y'all stop what you're doing. That's the cotton pickers, man. We at you, baby. Till y'all free all the brown babies.
The third time, Customs and Border Protection has agreed to open this store. This year, 6 families were selected to reunite with no barriers between them for 3 minutes each.
When was the last time that you saw your mom and your sister face to face?
About 9 years ago.
Gabby Esparza came to the U.S. undocumented when she was 8 years old. Today, she lives in California legally thanks to a temporary work permit issued under DACA. But her status doesn't allow her to leave the country. Her mother and sister only have Mexican citizenship, and they've been waiting to enter the U.S.
When I last saw them, I was 16. Now I'm a mom. I have my family. We're ready.
Immigrants make up United States. I live here in the Bay Area. There's all different type of ethnicities here. You know, that's a beautiful thing to be able to see a table of all different ethnicities, all different colors, talk to each other like they don't see color. We don't see color. You know, racism is taught. You're not born into it. And diversity is a beautiful thing. You know, if you deport everybody that's here in America, you won't have nothing. There's all different type of hard-working, you know, immigrants that came here and they make up the United States. You know, I mean, it's just unfair to even think to deport these hard-working people that didn't commit no crimes. It just makes no sense to me. It doesn't show that unity that the United States of America says that we practice and say that this is who we are. I mean, it's nothing united about deporting good people.
As I was walking there, it felt like forever.
Abrázame, mami, mija. Abrázala.
Did they look different to you?
Just my mom. I had a picture of her as I left her, and now I see her a different way. It's not the same picture, but it's the same connection that we have.
Eso es el principio, okay?
My heart just broke apart because I just left him again.
In the time it took you to watch this story, that's the same amount of time Gabby had to see her family.
I want to give a big shout out to Fleetwood, you know, for reaching out to me and putting this together. You know, it's big, you know, and I'm really appreciative about that, about this opportunity, you know, to shed light and enlighten people about this topic. You know, also shout out to all the people that's tuned in, you know, that's sitting right now watching this. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys. You know, it's really on us to make these things happen and to spread the word. You know, you might not be a politician. I'm not a politician. You know, this might be new to you, but knowing and understanding is big. So, you know what I mean? If you can spread the word, let's spread the word around. Let's treat each other equally. You know what I mean? We're all human beings. It's not about your skin tone. It's not about how tall you are, how short you are. You know, it's about what's in your heart. That's what it's about. And if we can show love, spread love, you know what I mean? I think we'll be all doing our duties, you know, here as humans. So, you know, shout out to you guys, shout out to everyone, and let's keep pushing it. God bless.
Brown baby. Brown baby. Brown baby.
Hey, what's your favorite song?
Brown baby.
Yeah, man, how we supposed to be united, but you throw us in the cages. Call us illegal aliens, under the victim till you racist. You ransack my car, but what's the allegations? Cause I'm Hispanic with my brothers, we automatically violate. See, my family from a third world, parents made it in the US. With hard work, sweat and tears, just to raise their kids, now it's public. How they treat immigrants like felons, separate kids from their families in detention centers. But we don't bend the break, we understand survival. We gon' dream, defer actions for childhood arrivals. It's time to get it right, fight the system like rivals. God bless the child that has his own. It says it in the Bible. We all got a voice that's more powerful than any rifle. We stand strong together, we could break the cycle. Cali, Texas, AZ, stand up in every state. Ain't no politician gon' take what belong to us, man.
They lock us in cages and try to take a life. All of my people, we got a bigger fight. DACA will help us to keep the dream alive. Held in detention centers, cause that ain't life. Brown babies, brown babies, brown babies, brown babies.
The government, they gangsters, they ain't never played fair. Southwest is Mexico, so why Mexicans can't stay there? The whole thing is insane. Peep how they frame the game. Damn near every city in the Southwest got a Spanish name. Situation can't linger, process out of order, y'all. Ice, you get the middle finger, you ain't your border wall. Break up families, incarcerate children is cruel. Them children need to be in school, you damn fool. What's wrong with you? Talking job loss and criminal acts, but you discriminate against brown, you discriminate against blacks. Now that's the real facts. Detention centers hold our future. Looking through a fence, you say it make dollars that don't make sense. We gotta protect the health, the safety of the children. Got them locked up in them damn detention buildings. They came to America for the American dream, but all they got was locked up in COVID-19.
They lock us in cages and try to take a life. All of my people, we got a bigger fight. DACA will help us to keep the dream alive. Held in detention centers cause that ain't life. Brown babies, brown babies, brown babies, brown babies.
Look, they got our kids in boxes like they stole something. I tell them fuck our president, he knows something. They tell us it's all love, but they don't show none. Teaching all our youth, cause they the truth and they don't know none. They rather see me on my ass or struggling to make it. Police stop me when they can and I'm juggling patience. They'll kill me any second with a smile on their faces. They gon' give them all vacation while dodging the cases. Little brother, tie your laces, this war with our kind. They lock us up more than the rapists, they just stole us time. Tryna frame us, say they found us and they know it's mine. And we just fighting for a life, we do it overtime. Brown babies, brown babies. Trap baby, grew up in the town, baby. Gunshot sirens, get used to the sound, baby. I'm pushing for the people, ain't coming around lately.
They lock us in cages and try to take a life. All of my people, we got a bigger fight. DACA will help us to keep the dream alive. Held in detention centers cause that ain't life.